The 6085 professional computer system is the next generation of professional workstations from Xerox. This unique workstation is the first of its kind to actually combine two distinct working environments: the Xerox Mesa environment using integrated viewpoint software and the IBM personal computer environment using MS-DOS software. Using viewpoint software, the 6085 is capable of many specialized applications, including document, forms, and text layout, tables constructions, which can also be used to drive bar, line, or pie charts, object-oriented graphic images as well as freehand graphics, terminal emulation, including TDY, IBM 3270, VT52, and VT100. Full use of all Ethernet printing, filing, mailing, and communication services. But this is only about half the story. The 6085 also makes extensive use of the PC environment, including the ability to fully emulate an IBM PC and even do some things in that environment that a PC could never do. We'll talk more about our replication of the PC environment later. For now, let's learn more about the 6085 by comparing it with its predecessor in the field of integrated capability, the 8010 Professional Workstation. Let's examine each component in both systems. The 8010 uses a large format display which comes in a dimension of 17 inches. The 6085 comes with a standard 15-inch display, but will also feature a 19-inch display after fourth quarter 1985. The good news about the 6085 is that the 19-inch screen will take up no more room on a desk than the current 8010 screen. Anti-glare display screens are optional for both display sizes, and users can control both brightness and background shading. Both displays are bitmapped, with the 8010 having a resolution of 72 per inch and the 6085 having a resolution of 80. The refresh rate of the display remains the same for both the 8010 and the 6085 at 38 times per second. There have also been some responsive advances in keyboard design for the 6085. The 8010 currently has two sizes of keyboard available, the older higher profile keyboard and the more recently developed low profile model. Both have 24 function keys and no numeric keypad. On the other hand, the 6085 keyboard has two adjust positions, 5 and 11 degrees. Its complete weight is only 4 pounds, despite the fact that it has 28 function keys as well as numeric keypad. A coiled signal cable connects it to the display base. The shift lock key has a light-emitting diode indicating when it is active. Just as with the 8010, the 6085 keyboard remains under full software control, and a full range of foreign language keyboards are available. A 2 or 3 button optical pointer connects to the top center of the 6085 keyboard and can be strung to either the right or left side for use. The 2-button optical pointer looks much like the 8010 mouse. Don't be deceived. They're not interchangeable, even if they are both optical. Optical pointers are much lighter and more comfortable to use. They're more dependable, too, since they operate by way of an infrared signal and contain no moving parts. This infrared signal depends on a grid which is present in the new mouse pads which come with the 6085. They must be used for optical pointers to work. Photocopies of them will function successfully with the optical pointer. The 6085 processor is much smaller and lighter than the 8010 processor. How much smaller? Two brief statistics. The 8010 processor weighs 120 pounds. The 6085 weighs 50. The 8010 processor occupies 9,000 cubic inches of office space. The 6085 less than 2,600. But is the workstation less powerful because it's smaller? Not at all. Both the 8010 and the 6085 utilize a 32-bit architecture, which supports a 24-bit virtual address using a 16-bit bus. RAM memory capacity starts with a minimum of 1.1 megabytes and moves upward in 512K chunks to a maximum of 3.7 megabytes. The 6085 processor unit houses a fixed disk drive which can be formatted to capacities of 10, 20, 40, or 80 megabytes. This compares with the 8010's formatted capacity of either 8 or 33 megabytes. The disks are half-height and full-height 5¼ inch Winchester disk drives. In all cases, they are housed in the processor unit, which supports the space and power requirements of these rigid disks. The internal 8010 floppy drive is a 1.2 megabyte 8-inch double-sided double-density drive. The 6085 floppy drive differs in several respects. First of all, it is an optional feature, except when personal computer emulation is ordered or when the 6085 is in a standalone configuration. Also, the 6085's floppy drive is external to the processor unit. Using the standard cables supplied, the floppy drive can sit on top of the processor unit. A longer optional cable is available so that the floppy drive can rest on a desk or table. The 6085 floppy drive is a standard IBM-compatible 5¼ inch drive with an unformatted capacity for double-sided double-density disks of 500K and a formatted capacity of 360K. Even with all this additional capability, the footprint of the 6085 is still slightly smaller than that of the IBM PC on a desk. Both the 8010 and the 6085 use an RS-232C interface to act as a serial port for Ethernet access. The 6085, however, has two additional RS-232C ports, a DCE port to a local printer, and a DTE port for common carrier communications. Although it is possible for an 8010 to emulate mini and mainframe terminals with VT52, VT100, and 3270 protocols, the 8010 can't engage in PC emulation. Personal computer emulation, or PCE, for the 6085 is available as an option. And it's an impressive option, since it opens the entire world of MS-DOS to the Mesa environment. PCE on the 6085 is not just a software emulation. By using software as well as hardware, we have passed the point of imitating the PC environment. We are that environment. The 6085 PC emulation board uses an 8186 microprocessor. In addition, the 6085 simultaneously dedicates portions of its memory to both the PC function and the Mesa function. This means that the 6085 fully supports co-processing. The 6085 with Viewpoint and PC emulation can therefore run Viewpoint applications in one window while running an MS-DOS application in the PC window. Even better, information can be taken from one environment and moved or copied into another, right on the screen. When the pointer is in the PC emulation window, it is functioning under DOS operating conditions. When it is out of the PC emulation window, it is operating under Mesa conditions. PC programs can access floppy or rigid disks, emulate floppies on a rigid, print documents locally or through the Ethernet, and transfer data between environments, all with a minimum of time and keystrokes. We'll talk more about personal computer emulation later.